All right. Welcome to the demo for the Torus Sprint 30.1 XORcist. This release, the team decided to name all of our sprints movie names with silly programming twists. So we'll have a number of what we think are entertaining sprint names for this release. But this particular sprint was a 3-week sprint that ran over the holidays from December 17th to January 6th, 2025. And during this sprint, the developer and QA teams completed a total of 31 tickets with 24 bugs and 6 stories, and completed work on version 29 hotfixes. In the first half of our time together today, we will have presentations from the dev team, and in the second half, we will open it up for questions from the group. And now I will hand it over to the dev team, who will be sharing highlights of the work completed. Nico, would you like to kick us off?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Well, first I have to mention that during the last sprint, a huge PR got merged that was developed by OLI. You know that we used to have an authentication flow driven by a library called POW that was a little bit old. We decided to move a step forward and use the latest one for the language that we use, that is Elixir and Phoenix. It was a great step forward, but obviously throughout that process, we have many ways to log into the app, to invite different users, students, authors, etc. So some of those flows got broken. So I've been working mainly on fixing all the invitation flows. So while talking with Eli, we realized that the old version of the invitation wasn't actually an invitation at all. You send an invitation to a user, but the user immediately gets enrolled to the course without giving the opportunity to the user to decide what to do with that invitation. So since this new authentication library allow us to customize the flow, we decided to add like an accept or reject page where the user can decide what to do with that invitation. So now let me jump into the authoring invitation flow that has some subtle change comparing to the old one. Let me share my screen. You should be seeing an author logged in to a specific Elixir course. And here we can see the collaborators. Please let me know if you are seeing my screen. Yeah, great, thanks. So let's start with a simple example to invite a non-existing author. We are going to send an email invitation. And well, here we can see the first difference is that now we can see the different states of that invitation. This one is a pending one, the one that we have just sent. And then if we go to mimic how the user will receive that email, you can get over here. It says you were invited to Elixir by this author. You can go to the invitation. Let's open that in a separate tab. First of all, let's say that that author has 2 options to accept or reject that invitation. One subtle design thing is that this background matches the authoring background, because we are inviting an author, of course. So in this case, it's a new and non-existing author. So let's say he accepts, and since the system does not know this author, the author must provide some info. The name, for example, new author, some password, sorry. And then after the account is created, the user, sorry, I don't know what, perhaps it's a bug over there, because I've been playing with my database before this demo, and maybe I ruined some things. Let me check a new author. And cross my fingers. Yeah, there it goes. Probably I have something there. I will check it later. But here we can see that now it's added that author. I'm going to log out and show you another case. The second case I want to show you is an existing author. Let's say that we want to invite over here an existing. By existing, I mean that the author already exists in our system here. So I'm going to send the invite, mimic how the user will receive that invitation. We go to the invitation. We're going to accept it. You can see that here we have a subtle change. Since the user already exists, we only need the password. So we're going to provide the password. And now we're going to enter that course. Yeah. Let me sign out and show you another case that we might have. Let me check my notes, 1 second. Yeah. So now I'm going to first log in to another author to show you the third case we might have. Sorry for the password error. Yeah, there we go. So we are already logged in here with another author. So now we're going to invite that author, another author. Let's check over here, send invite. And we're expecting a new email over here. We're going to go to that invitation. And now we have a very edge case. This author already exists, and this author is already logged into our system. So by only clicking accept, we don't need any more info, and the author is added to that project. There's a very edge case that I will try to show you over here. And let's say these are all our authors. We are going to, let me check, remove one of those, another author over here, so we don't have it anymore. And I'm going to log in as an existing author over here to show you a very edge case, existing author. Sorry for the password error. Yeah, there you go. Let's empty the mailbox. Sorry, did I log in? I'm a little bit. Let me check. I'm logging with an existing author. Yeah, and I'm going to invite another author. And invite. Sorry, I forgot to check. There you go. We're going to accept it. And this is the thing that I wanted to show. This is a very edge case where we are inviting an author, but the user is already logged in with another account, another authoring account. So by providing the email, he will accept the invitation, but here you get a warning. Let me zoom in. That says, hey, you're currently logging with this account, and you're about to accept the invitation with another account. Well, let's go back and show the last case that we have is that we might reject the invitation. In that case, if we go back to the invitation later and enter the email invitation, you will get that the invitation was rejected. And for security things, if a hacker wants to get some invitation and start like hacking with some invites that do not exist, you will get that the invitation has expired or does not even exist. And last to say is that the invitations, I think they have like 30 days before they get expired. Sorry for the issues during the demo. The next thing that I want to show is the student invitation flow. Let me take my notes over here. Students or it might be also instructors. So let's go over here. Let's log in instructor. I'm going to be quicker in this example because it's very similar to the other one. So you get the point. Let me go to manage overview, sorry, students. Here we have some enrolled students and we may add some new ones. By clicking over here, we send like a new user one. And we're going to send an invitation as a student role to that email and confirm. And then we as in the same way as the authoring time in the student invitation flow, we have different states. Now we have a pending confirmation over here, which that was sent to this email with this role, and we can browse through the different confirmation states. We are going to last a new instructor one. Instructor over here. I want to show you a detail over there. So we invited a student and an instructor. If we go to the emails over here and we empty the mailbox, sorry, I messed it up, sorry. Quickly, new student, something, that one, and a new instructor over here. Yeah, there we go. And we should have the 2 emails over here. Yeah. The only thing that I wanted to show is we have the same validation that I showed you in the previous one. We go to the invitation. Since this is a student invitation, the background matches the background for the students. And since this is an instructor invitation, we get this background. We can reject it over here. And if we go back here and check and update, we have the ones that were rejected, the instructor, and we still have pending the student one. And the ones that I accidentally erased from our mailbox. So I have more things to show, but I think I spent lots of time, and my colleagues have to show some other things. So, Gaston, do you want to go next? And then if we want, Luisa, we have time. I have plenty of things to show, but I think this one was the most important one.
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's hand it over to Gaston, and then we can see what our time is looking like. So we have about 15 minutes before 11. So we're about halfway.
Cool. Let me share my screen. I will try to be quick here. Okay, first of all, one of the epics we have been working on, we started to work on for this next release is the certificates one. Mainly it consists of admins or authors or instructor that creates certificates with different settings attached to a course section or a product. And then students will need to meet some conditions, some criteria in order to get that certificate. So yeah, 90% of the work that we already done regarding this epic is like backend logic work. It's the foundation for all this epic in order to continue with all the UI work. Sorry about my voice. So as I said, 90% of the work was like backend work. It consisted of data modeling, core schemas, initial logic, and it's not something I can demo right now. But in the next weeks, we're going to be working on the UI part, which is going to be it's going to connect all that logic with the features that we want to add to the system for instructors and authors and admins to be able to configure the certificates. So, and also we added the ability to include certificates data when importing and exporting projects. So what I'm going to show you right now is just the very first step of the UI. It's something small, and it consists of, as you see, we have the product overview page. This is the old admin overview page. Sorry, let me refresh because GitHub is a little bit buggy. Okay, so we have the product overview page, and as you see, we have this certificate settings piece right here at the bottom, which has the information about this product. It says this product does not currently produce a certificate, and a manage certificate settings link. And when you click that link, it will send you to a new page, which is the certificate settings. Right now, it's just a checkbox which allows the author or the instructor to enable or disable the certificate capabilities for the product. So if you go back, now it says this product does currently produce a certificate, and yeah, that was for the old admin view, and for the new view that we developed recently, again, if we go to the product, you have this section, and you can go and see this new page. But this page won't be as empty as you see it right now. Right now, we are working on adding more features to this page, which are going to be 3 tabs. One is going to be the threshold tab, which will allow the instructor to configure the certificate to say, okay, what are the conditions that a student has to meet in order to get a certificate? For instance, I don't know, it has to complete 80% of the course, or other conditions. Then we will have a design tab, which will allow the instructor to adjust how the look and feel of the certificate, the title, the name of the admins, and all different things regarding the visualization of the certificate. And then we will have another tab where we list all the certificates issued with all the students that got a certificate. As I said, this is just the initial work. In future demos, I'm going to show you more of what I just described. So yeah, this is about certificates. Then I'm going to show you just a couple of improvements on the assessment settings page. Let me refresh just in case. So this assessment settings page had some weird behavior, like some bugs before regarding the ordering. We expected to list all these assessments on the order they appear in the course, but it wasn't be working that way. And also, like the sorting in using the dates available on due date was not working. Believe me that this is not the right order of the course. This is like the before is video, and as you can see, when we sorted by date in the descending order, it was mixed up. We had like this assessment in this year, 2025, some in 2024, and here at the bottom, some in like this year. So it was not working. But now the sorting, like the assessment, are listed in the order they appear in the course. That was fixed, and also the sorting of the dates available and due dates. As you can see, it's working as expected. And one more thing about this this page that we added is we added like a new setting on the right side, which allows the instructor to enable or disable hints on score pages. So let me show you this recording real quick. As you can see, we have this allow hints column here, which by default is disallowed. So score pages do not show hints by default. So if we go to this example page with just one question, we submit the answer. And if we go back and update the setting to be allow hints, and we go back and start a new attempt, you can see that we have like the hint there. And since we are close to the end of this meeting, I just will leave it right here and leave it for some questions, some space for questions. Sorry, let me stop sharing. Sorry, my Zoom is frozen and I cannot stop sharing. 1 second. There you go. Thank
Zoom
you.
is just very invested in your presentation, Gaston. Zoom just really wanted you to not stop. Thank you both so much for sharing all of that. So it looks like there were some questions in the chat that I think all have been addressed. But does anyone have any other questions for the team while we're on the call? We still have a few minutes left.
I thought this looked fantastic. Thank you so much. A quick question about the certificates. Gaston, you mentioned that there would be 3 tabs, one of which was the certificates that had been earned, who had earned the certificate, but it was in the authoring interface. Is that tab also going to be available in the delivery interface so that the instructors can see which students have earned the certificate there?
Yes, you should definitely take a look at that design demo that Amanda sent out because it gives you the whole picture.
Okay, awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, I just put a link in the chat right here to the design demo, so that can answer a lot of questions, not only about certificates, but about other features we're planning for version 32.
I see it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody. As Hal said, nice work. Looks good.
On the invitations, there's another place for course sections where you can enroll a instructor, for example, to add an instructor. Now, if I understand, that was not changed, right? That's not turned into an invitation now. Is that?
Do you mean the invitation link?
No, it's
No, I think when you go to the action tab you're talking about, Anders, and you click on add, you can add you can add someone as an instructor or a student, but that usually generally just puts them right in. And I think, Anders, what you're asking is that an invite now and not?
Well, I'm just assuming, since it wasn't mentioned, that it's still a way to force enroll an instructor, but that's for a delivery section. It's not for the authoring project.
Yes, you can. You remember there was an example that had the background green. That was an instructor invitation. So you can invite by the same UI. You add an enrollment. You get the modal. You write the email, and there you have like a drop down that you select the role that you are inviting. By student, this is the default one, or you can select the other one that is instructor one. So the instructor will receive the same email, the look and feel, but whenever he goes to redeem the invitation, the background will be green to show that he's accepting the invitation as an instructor role.
Okay. I mean, I just sometimes it might be nice to have the option to force enroll somebody. I mean, we sometimes do that just to make life easier for the instructors. So they don't have to bother to.
We can definitely do that in the future. You know that the great work that Eli did by removing Poe library and adding this new one allows us to customize every detail we want regarding the authorization invitation flows. So any ideas can definitely be developed with this new approach that Eli brought to us.
Okay, I don't know if it's going to turn out to be a need. It just occurred to me, like in some organization I'm in, I manage a Google group, and I can either invite somebody to accept an invitation, or as admin I can just add them, and Google gives me that choice. And whatever, I think in various places we do just like to make things as easy as possible for instructors sometimes, and say, okay, I've added you as an instructor here. You don't have to do anything more, and boom. But I'll leave it to other people to decide whether that's important. Thank you.
Do we have any other, looks like we have a couple minutes left. Does anyone have any other questions or thoughts? All right. Okay, everyone. Well, thank you. Thank you all so much. I will get this video shared hopefully later today, and I'll send that out in an email to the group of folks that were invited to this. So yeah, thank you all so much and have a great
Great work.
Thanks. Happy Friday.
Thanks. Bye bye.